What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to rounds 3 and 4 of the AMA Arenacross slash Motocross the Game slash MX Bikes collaboration championship series event. Fun times all around. We are here in Boise, and I did have to Google how to pronounce it correctly, not being from the US. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't Boise or Boise, but it's Boise. I hope. Google, please be correct. So right here, this is so the actual terrain itself was done by Quest, and the environment sort of stuff, let me just double check as well, it was by Kells and Red Rider, and it's built to kind of usual aerial sort of standards that Stone Rider and JV and Hell Machine make, etc. And if you are unfamiliar with the format of how these Arenacross tracks work, is at each location you get 2 tracks on 2 different nights. So whilst we have track 1 right here, track 3 right here, track 4 will be in the same stadium, very similar layout, but some minor tweaks as well. And I feel like this kind of is much more of a traditional Arenacross than rounds 1 and 2 were. It's a lot smaller of a stadium, and it's your stereotypical, you've got finish line, join on the start straight, rhythm section, whoop section, done. That's it. So it very close, a lot quicker lap times than round 1 and 2, I'd imagine. And I believe this is still going to be all part of the hot lap events that are going on through MXP Ranked. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we're riding around as well, because there is real life prizes involved from various sponsors. So I'm just going to stop waffling. We're going to spin a handful of laps around this one, and then again with the power of editing, I will quickly flip over to track number 4, and we will do that one as well. Now, when you go over to MXB Shop and you're downloading these tracks, it is probably worth downloading the Arenacross Season Pass rather than buying the tracks individually. Not only, obviously, do you get them cheaper overall if you was to buy all of them anyway, but there is a free track involved in that as well. I believe it's the Midwest replica that's been uploaded recently. So if you go to the shop, at the time this video goes up, there should be rounds 1 and 2, rounds 3 and 4, which is this one, and then an additional one, which is Midwest, where instead of buying it separately, I believe if you buy the season pass, you do get that one free until Friday. So that is kind of like a limited time thing that they're doing, I believe, which is very cool. Getting some additional free tracks in there. They're basically, what was it, 5 for the price of 3, basically, I think, which... damn good deal. So let's see how this one all rides all together. As you said, the scaling much smaller, and since there is going to be hot lap events on these sort of things through MXB Ranked, I can't imagine how close the top lap times are going to be. But if I've just done a lap time first time on the track without hitting any disgusting massive quads or triples, and I've got a 26, you can imagine how close together the top boys are going to be, and that's going to be very exciting to pay attention to. And I want to talk a little bit more about these sort of prizes that are up for grabs. So one sponsor, Bob the Cooler Company, if you're unaware of who they are, they make coolers essentially. So if you're an absolute party animal, you get some hard coolers, you get some soft case coolers as well. They do some other things like drinkware. So for example, if you are somehow really good at MX bikes, but also somehow have felt the touch of a woman, I believe they also offer Stanley Cups and things like that. So if they're putting those up for grabs, the lady friend might be happy. Maybe a late Christmas gift. We'll see how that goes. I doubt there's many people here that are amazing at MX bikes that also know what women are, but who knows? Wishful thinking. And it's I love seeing real life companies getting involved in video games, stemming all the way back to, I mean, this is a bit of a biased opinion, but FXR, being sponsored by FXR. It's cool seeing real life companies putting themselves out there and finding their way into our space. And I think what MTG is trying to do is bring the real life companies into more of a simulator environment, rather than your stereotypical MESX, for example, which you like to see. Obviously, we're all going to prefer real companies being involved in the games that we enjoy playing, rather than ones that we don't. But there's a big W all around, and who knows, maybe in the future, there's partnerships like Yamaha, for example, with this Arenacross stuff. Who knows, one day, wishful thinking maybe, but maybe you get bikes being given away for being good at video games as well. That would be a big old W all around. I think that's the time where I would have to start no life in stuff, because I just hop on and race on race days these days and cover some fun tracks now and then. I think my grinding days are over. I think even if I was to sit here and dedicate multiple days for trying to hot lap tracks like this to win these prizes, I don't think I'd even get close. I'm a washed up old man, unfortunately, but Who knows? Maybe when MTG releases next year, that there'll be like a new spark reignited in me, because the loop continues. You know, history repeats itself. I played MX Simulator for about 5 years and won 2 championships on there. I've won 2 championships on MX Bikes now, and will have played it for 5 years by the time MTG releases. And then who knows? Maybe the cycle continues. Although I imagine winning any championship on MTG will be harder than Sim and Bikes, just because where it's going to be on a game that comes out on console and PC, the general community is just going to be bigger. You know, that means there's more room for faster people, more competition, and I only see it as a net positive all around, to be honest. I think it's going to be very, very hard, but also very fun and rewarding at the same time. Just to go back to what I was saying earlier as well, about when you do the season pass for this, you get the Midwest SX replica for free. I have been given 2 free codes for MXB Shop. So code number 1 on screen right now. I'll probably put code number 2 in sneakily later, because in the last video people were just like skimming through the video looking for stuff, and codes were literally gone within minutes, so a lot of people were quite annoyed by that. So yeah, code number 1 was on the screen just then, so feel free to use that on the shop if you want to, and that'll give you the Midwest track for free. And then the other one I'll just pop up randomly throughout the video before it ends, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, big old W to everyone involved. You know, I think it's very cool. It seems like the motocross gaming industry is finally starting to move in that direction that we've wanted it to move in for many, many years. And I feel like I'm a bit out of my prime now, which is very unfortunate. If I was Prime Linda back in, oh no, maybe, what year would it have been? I mean, Prime Linda in MX Bikes was 2022, but then Prime Linda on Sim was probably like 2017, maybe 2018. So, well, no, I feel like I'm out of my gaming prime these days. Like, I'm trying to, I hate bringing it back to Call of Duty all the time, because a lot of you don't play it, but I play it a lot. People slide around all over the place with all this Omni movement these days, and they've got disgustingly high sensitivity, and I'm just, I'll be shooting at someone, and then they'll slide at my feet, and then I can't aim down and shoot at them in time, and I'm just dead. So I'm just too old. I really, really am. But I still love playing video games, and that's something that people mention now and then. It's just like 30-year-old man getting annoyed at games, and that doesn't really go away. There's no age where there's just suddenly like a switch that flips and that's it. You just don't care about stuff anymore. I generally feel like I'll be playing video games until I'm too crippled to even hold a controller anymore. I guarantee playing claw, so like playing with my hands like this all day every day, it can't be good. Can't be good for the anatomy. So, but there'll be one day where I just end up with probably terrible arthritis in the hands. But until that day comes, we'll be grinding out the games anyway. I want to try and see if I can throw down 1 or 2 heaters, just to set, I mean, maybe like a base lap time as like a marker for you guys to, I guess, compare yourselves to. I'm well aware that the fast boys will probably knock 2 or so seconds off of whatever it is I do. More so because I've seen how fast people are able to turn on flat ground, and I don't know if it's controller settings or a certain suspension, but the fast boys, especially the ones on the KTMs, they really seem to have the setups dialed to where they can almost just go as fast as we used to on the old bikes. And I have tried the KTM numerous times, and it's not even just a case anymore of not wanting to ride the meta bike. I can't ride the KTM indoors at least quick. I slide all over the place. Like, it's really, really slippery. But they've definitely got something figured out. I watch a bunch of the hot laps that people post on Supercross, and in berms that I am skating around fighting for traction, they've almost got perfect one-to-one traction. So it's frustrating, but then also satisfying to watch at the same time. So just take these lap times I'm doing now, if you do want to kind of compete in this whole hot lap thing, as more of a reference point rather than the overall time to beat, because I promise you the top boys, so I've got a 23.9 right now. Them top boys will be definitely in the 22s, maybe even in the 21s, depending on what sort of lines they find, if they find any weird and wonderful ones. We never know. I mean, I definitely think it's going to be inside there. You're going to have to try and flat track this as fast as you can. I don't think taking the inside roller will be worth your while. Definitely it's going to be outside, triple in, but then scrub the triple in, so you stay nice and low to get that forwards momentum, and then quad all the way out. Then it's just a case of blitz the whip as hard as you can, try and stop for the right-hander, and then send it into the finish line jump as well. So actually quite a nice, fun, flowy track. Be interested to see how round number 4 plays as well, which is exactly what we're going to do now. So see you on the next track. So round number 4, which is night 2 in Boise, as you can see from the track map on the right hand side below my big old face, the actual track, the floor plan is the same, which is like I said in the intro, and it's the same as it was in Reno as well. There's only going to be very, very minute changes, which there was between rounds 1 and round 2 as well, to the point where when I was flying around the tracks, on the last set of tracks before recording them, I thought that I had been sent the wrong... Well, I thought I'd been sent the same track twice. They were that similar to each other. Just very, very small changes. And I wonder if, there's a little topic of conversation. Should there be more changes between tracks on the real-life ones? Even just making the rhythms like a good chunk more different than they are. I mean, I guess you are kind of limited in what you can make and build in such a short time span of the track being ridden on day 1, and then you've kind of got to change it up completely for day 2 and make sure it's all good. So I suppose that probably adds some limitations in there. And so I think the only difference here is we've got an extra roller at the start of this corner before you jump in. That might be it. I think there's still... So before we'd hit the first roller, we'd skip that roller, we'd take off there, we'd jump over this one and downside here, and then we'd quad out. So yeah, it's literally just an extra roller that's been added in there after the flat corner, which I don't know how much of a difference that would make in real life. I'll be honest, I've not been able to properly sit down and watch any of the Arenacross races. Being from the UK at the moment, I've no idea where they're even streamed, to be honest. All I've been seeing is clips on the gram, for example. Usually the clips end up being Freezy getting in the way of someone or taking someone out, which he's somehow managed to do again, being completely oblivious and having 3 riders go down because of it. But that is just what Vince does, you know. I'm always very surprised to see when I do see videos like that online. It always surprises me to see quite a lot of people supporting / liking Vince. Definitely think there's time and place for being a hazard on the track, or for punting people, basically. Like, there's block passes and then there's just full-on takeouts. There's definitely time and places for it, but there's definitely people that done it better, you know. I mean, like, Barsha he had a bad rep for a while, and I feel like Barsha's chilled out a hell of a lot in recent years, for example. But a lot of time before we go to like the whole Barsha / Malcolm pass, when he almost took Malcolm's leg off, he made like aggressive passes, yeah, but they were still like fair in a way. Where I feel like a lot of time Freeze's riding just isn't that, especially when you add like cross jumping in and like jumping over bales to like dive that far to someone's inside and things. I know, it just doesn't sit too well for me. So it does surprise me seeing so many people that kind of back his corner. Then I guess other people just like watching the aggressive side of motocross, not so much more the tactical / wow, that was a good clean pass side of things like I like. Oh well, I don't want to waffle too much about that, because I'm sure that will cause a hell of a storm in the comments, which we do not want. Let's get on the brakes here. Well, let's see what sort of lap times we can rock with around here as well. So we had a 23, I think it was 23.7 I got onto the last one. If I was a betting man, I'd probably bet that this track's lap time is slightly longer, just where we've got to check up a little bit going into this rhythm. I imagine maybe, I mean, the top boys will probably still get in the 23s again. I just don't know if they'll get all the way down into the 22s like I think they will on track number 1. I mean, we've gone 0.2 quicker there. Oh, I went a little bit too fast on that inside right. Tried pinging me up and over. God damn it. So let me, whilst I'm not on a lap, let me see. Can I see what sort of lines we can run through here? I feel like I end up doing the same thing each time. I'm not sure what the quickest way through there is. I wonder if you can kind of come out wide and miss the first roller on the inside, but then take off on the second roller on the inside, and it will help you jump a bit further. Just try flat tracking rather than hitting that rut. I mean, it was a bit quicker. A little bit quicker. Let's go see. Can I go outside here and then trip? Nah, that's too much of a stretch. Okay. So I don't think there's any tripling into this rhythm. So there's going to be some sort of roll or tire tap involved. I'll just try and rail fully around the outside next lap, and after that we'll try hug the inside and just see, based on the max side, what the times are doing. So then the finish line. Oh no, Linda, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, you can't cross over a rut like that. It's always going to end up in a crash. Right, I'm going to set a marker and we'll try hard a quick lap or two. Right, first things first. Please don't do it again. Okay. Not first things first. We need to make sure we don't overjump this or land too far to the right. So there you go, it was a better downside that time. Hug the rut better. No, I mean, we're 0.6 up already. I'm going to just try and go around the outside. I've noticed on the Fantic setup that I have, it's very understeery on flat corners. The front end just likes pushing and pushing and pushing. So that's definitely going to cause me a whole bunch of time on that flat corner after the long straight. And that's probably where you're going to make or break most of the lap, to be honest. It's the only place where there's a good amount of differentiation in what you can do in terms of line choice. So I'm going to try a couple of attempts. What if I hit it at more of a straight line, brake harder? Oh, there's someone at the front door. Okay, so I've got no idea where I left off. It's just, you know, it's that time of year. Christmas parcels coming left, right and centre. A little bit annoyed at Linda because I keep telling her to stop buying gifts because she's gone way over the top. So now I've got to try and compete with it. It is what it is. It's Christmas. It's the season of giving, and I'm a very Christmassy man. I am excited for it. There's a little line that I've got burnt into my head right now that I want to try. It's going to be a little bit techie. I don't even know if it will be quicker. So if I come all the way out wide here, and then if I can do a little wheelie... Oh, no. I was going to see if I could wheelie over and then try triple, and then just turn that rhythm into the same triple quad that we had on the previous track. That would be very, very quick. I don't think it's going to be the case, but I do think I'm going to get... Oh, no, I might mess it up in the last corner. Oh, no, I've done it. It's fine. I was going to say, I do think I'm going to get into the 23s again. So, yeah, very, very similar lap times. That... Is that... Have I just run exactly the same lap time? I swear it was 23.74 on the other track as well. 23.742. I need to rewind the footage and have a look to see what it was. Very, very close. It was a 23.727 compared to the 23.742. So, I mean, there you go. I mean, the tracks are very, very close together. And they'll be in the description down below if you want to give them a go yourself. They're very, very fun, very enjoyable. And maybe even if you just want to go and take out your friends for 20-30 minutes, then definitely worth checking out. So again, thank you to everyone involved in making this happen, and thank you again to the real life sponsors for coming forward and offering up surprises as well. And nothing to say. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.
Lynn's in the zone, never backing down. Riding MX bikes, he's the talk of the town. 2022 champ with a YouTube crown. His game is tight, no signs of slowing down. Late nights, bright lights, he's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Writing his name, she's a 10 out of 10. Supporting his lane, hairline might receive, but his passion's the same.